Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see from the title, this is going to be my January setup for my reading journal. It's kind of hard to see just because my hand's a little bit in the way. I already went ahead and drew everything out in pencil for this spread just because I think it makes it a little bit easier when I go in to do all the coloring and everything for making this video. But with this being my January spread and being winter, I was wanting to do something a little bit like winter kind of themed. So I like the idea of doing little penguins. I think they're so cute. And I also drew some igloos. Well, here's an igloo. There's another igloo that I do a little bit later on in the video that you'll see. I just think it's so cute. And here I'm just kind of outlining everything that I drew in pencil so it shows up a little bit better on the page. You can also see to the right there, I already cut out part of the page because I was trying to do like a Dutch door. I've seen other videos where people do that and I really like the idea, but I think it works a little bit better if you're doing a like regular kind of bullet journal, if you're like planning out your weeks and whatnot. I'm not really sure how well it's going to work for my reading journal, and I may not do it again, or if I can think of a better way to do it, it might show up again, but I'm not really sure. We'll kind of play it by ear, see how it goes. So right now I'm just kind of starting to color in the penguins. I'm using these Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens, and I really like how saturated the colors are, but I did have some trouble with them later on, which you'll see. But here I'm going back and forth, trying to adding a little bit of gray blended into the black, which I do like with the pens, that you can kind of blend them together and it makes it a little bit more smooth kind of blend. But I'm blending in a little bit of gray underneath the wings so it's just not, they show up a little bit better, that it's two separate things instead of just being all straight black. I'm not 100% satisfied with how this ended up turning out. I think it would have been better if I had drawn a little bit more, maybe a few more penguins. But it's a much more simple than especially my yearly spread that I did before, which was super elaborate. I needed something a little bit more simple to kind of tone down everything. Did not have it in me to make something super duper elaborate this time. So here's a little bit where I kind of messed up. I was trying to kind of make it look like snow. I'm using the zebra Mildliners, and then you'll see, here I go, I'm going back in, trying to cover up a few areas that I added that I don't think were really necessary with my white acrylograph pen by Archer and Olive. But for whatever reason, I was having so much trouble with it. I don't know if it was just, it didn't really want to work on top of the Mildliner, or if I was just using it wrong. I'm not really sure what was going on, or if I needed, so like the acrylograph pens, you're supposed to use like a wipe to kind of wipe it off and get the like dry like ink off of it and make it work a little bit better, but I'm not really sure. I'll probably try it again and see if it works any better. And here I'm going to just color in the background, color in all the sky with this like light blue Mildliner marker. originally thought about making the sky more pretty with like different colors, or maybe make it like an aurora borealis, something like that, but I decided to just go ahead and make it nice blue sky. Make it a little bit easier on myself. Oh. Going back in, trying to cover up those areas that I don't like with the white. Try to make it look a little bit better. And then I'm also, again, this is kind of why I don't know if the acrylograph pens just don't really want to work on top of the Mildliner, or if maybe I just didn't wait long enough. I'm not sure if I need the Mildliner to try to really dry more on the page to see if then the acrylograph pens would work a little bit better on top of them. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but what I'm doing right now is just making a bunch of different kinds of snowflakes and various kinds of like designs. I was really wanting to put a lot more on these pages than what I ended up doing, but it was just, I was struggling so much, it was just not working out. So I only ended up doing a few of them on the page, and then you'll see in a little bit right there, I'm kind of going back with one of the white Gellyroll pens and just doing like little teeny tiny snowflakes. Okay, and then I'm just gonna draw in January, which you see at the bottom. I did put all the days of January down there. I don't know if I'll continue to do that in my monthly spreads. I thought I would just try it out for now. I like seeing all the days of the month out, but I don't know how useful it'll be in my reading journal. Okay. And then here's one of my first spreads for my monthly reading journal. I've done this in literally all of my monthly reading journals that I've done, is make a TBR page. And I always set them up like this. I still have yet to put any books on my TBR just because I'm such a moody reader. But I just kind of draw it out like that, and that bar I'll fill up when I read a book. Now onto the next spread. I've never done this kind of spread before in my bullet journals, but I've seen some other booktubers who do bullet journals do something kind of like this. Is a days read spread. So they'll color in, they'll write out all of the days in the month, and then they'll color in every day that they read. Usually it's just kind of either boxed out or like circles or what have you, and I thought it'd be really cool if I could make it kind of tie into my monthly theme. So I drew an igloo with a little penguin on top, and I'm writing out all the days of the month in the little ice cubes, I guess is what you call them, in the igloo. And then I'll just kind of keep track for the month, all the days that I read. Again, all of these different spreads are kind of subjective, I guess. I may, depending on how much I use them, I may use them in this month, I may not. And if I don't use them, I may not include them in the next month's spread. We'll just kind of see. So I'm just kind of coloring in the penguin. I made the other penguins throughout the rest of this monthly spread a little bit even more simpler than the first page, just to kind of speed things along, make my life easier. And here I'm just writing out the title, Days Red. And then on to the next page. It's going to be two kinds of spreads, so that's why I did a little bit of washi tape. And again, it's a little bit hard to see in this video because it was so small, but the washi tape is like a light blue and it's got snowflakes on it. So the top page is going to be my anticipated releases for the month. I plan to just write down whatever books are planning to come out this month that I would like to get probably at some point. Most likely I won't get them right away. But books that I'm excited for that are releasing this month. And then the bottom half of this is going to be my monthly stats. I'm not 100% sure what all kinds of stats that I want to keep, but a number of books that I read, maybe like the genres, different stats about the authors, maybe like my ratings, how many books were 5-star reads or 3-star reads, 4-star reads, what have you. And then this next page is going to be my books hauled page. And I decided to decorate it by just drawing a few different snowflakes, different cute little designs for snowflakes. Keep it pretty simple. And if you see me pausing a lot, it's because I'm using a reference photo to try to decide what kind of snowflakes I want to make. So it's just me pausing to look at my references to try to decide what kind of snowflake I want to do. Books held. So I try to keep track of all of the books that I buy. And I also, you'll see in a minute, I also usually split it up between physical books that I buy and all the ebooks that I buy. I usually end up buying more ebooks on either my Kindle app for my phone or my Barnes & Noble app, my Nook app on my phone, than I do physical books. I just usually end up going through more ebooks than I do physical books because they're just a lot easier for me to read. And here I'm just drawing really simple penguin on the next page. He's so cute. Making some snow underneath him so he's not just kind of like floating there out on his own. And this page is going to be my favorites page, favorite quotes and favorite books of the month. So on this page, I just plan to write out different quotes that I like from the books that I read this month. And I'd like to, if I ever get around to it, like put pictures of the books that were my favorite for the month. And then this is going to be my last spread for the month before I actually get into like my book reviews of all the books that I'm going to read. So this I'm just planning on using as, like it says in the title, my brain dump page. I don't know if I'll end up using both pages, but I thought I would go ahead and just try 2 pages. Sometimes I have a lot that I want to write down, and sometimes there's not a whole lot that I have. So, and then just adding some washi tape. So I might use this for either different ideas for booktube or different books that I want to read. I may even use it as like a grocery list page. Who knows? We'll see. And then just drawing some more snowflakes to kind of add a little bit of decorative elements to it so it's not so plain. And there we go. So this is just going to be my final flip through of my January reading journal. All of the spreads that I did. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you all